Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Divyadeep this side. I'm super excited to tell you about your signature. Biggest mistakes that you are making in your signature, something that I'm going to discover. Before I start this session, let me ask you this question. How many of you think that your signature is actually your true identity? Yeah. How many of you believe that when your signature is powerful, it leaves an impression on the mind of people where they can relate to you, someone as extraordinary? Yes. Now, how many of you think that you are trying to make good signature? There are certain things which are not moving in your life. You really want to move ahead in your career, in your health, in your relationship, but again, something is holding you back. I tell you, I'm not saying that when you will change your signature or when you make powerful signature, your life would change. Sorry, that will be not a valid remark here. But I would say some here and there changes can bring predominant changes in your own personality and your life. So before I explain you more about why the mistakes that you're making in signature, let me explain this to you. Why signature? Yes, because your signature is a reflection of who you are as a person. Yes, so it is very important. And if you notice, most of the documents will have no value if it does not have your signature. And here is a fact. Your signature is as unique as your fingerprint. And that's the reason it is taken as your unique identity in most of the documents. Like you talk about checks, you talk about your bank statements, your identity cards, because this is something that belongs to you. And many people have this habit, signature can be forged, let us complicate the signature. No. I know because I am been in the field of graphology for over 15 years now, and I know that no signature or handwriting can be forged. A field of graphology is it's completely dependent on how you are making it is your unique signature. Yeah, and that's the reason people should know that when their signature is powerful, many things when how people relate to you is going to change, will change. All right, so I'll straight away move on to the points we all are here. So the first mistake, if you're having a notepad and a pen, start making notes accordingly. Yeah, the first mistake that people are making is that they're making their signature illegible. Please write it down. Do not make your signature illegible. And what do I mean by that? So there are two terms called legible and illegible. Legible means something which is readable. Purpose of your handwriting or signature is only communication. So something that is readable, like I look into the signature and I come to know, oh fine, this is like a decent, okay, I come to know what your name is, what your surname is, and I'm able to read it crystal clear. That means it is legible. The moment I'm facing difficulty in reading what your signature has to say, or if I'm not able to identify your name, that means it is illegible. And I know because I come across this experience quite a lot, where people say they made a very simple signature, but they were mistrained here and they were asked, why are you making such a simple signature? Itna simple signature kyun bana rahe aap? And they were asked, complicate your signature so that nobody can copy it. Yes, are you with me? This is what happened. Now, knowingly, unknowingly, when you actually made your signature complicated, made your signature illegible, you made your personality complicated. This is the truth. This is the fact. The more simple you keep your signature, the more simple, the more in a simplified way people relate to you. People know your identity. And it is very simple. If you make your signature illegible, that means people would face difficulty in knowing about your identity. That means you are not giving access to people to help them understand who you are. And that is the reason. Ma'am, agar spouse ka support chahiye to I'll get into all the questions. Yes. Now, this is the first mistake. तो अगर आप ऐसा signature बना रहे हैं, हाँ, I'll come to that pile. अगर आप ऐसा signature बना रहे हैं जहाँ पे it is not readable, then that means it's time for you to change your signature. firstly. Second, many people come to me like, Payal has this question, we should use your surname, we should use our first name or not, or initial or name. So I'm going to explain this thing. Very, very simple. जब आप अपना नाम लिखते हैं, for example, my name is Divyadeep Kaur. If I only write Divyadeep, like let's take an example, Payal, that's your name. तो आप जब सिर्फ पायल लिख रहे हैं, that means you want the world to know who Payal is. Your own identity will be revealed. जब आप अपना सरनेम भी साथ में जोड़ते हैं, like Payal Arora, that means you want world to know your identity as long as and your family values. So you're taking your family values and you're very grounded as a person, and that's the reason you're keeping your surname. So I would advise, if you can keep your name and your surname, like your complete name, it would be very, very good. And sometimes people have this thing that, they just write initial of their first name and then they use their signature. Now that indicates that person wants to, just अपनी identity छुपानी है और वो अपनी फैमिली को सामने रखना चाहते हैं, फैमिली वैल्यूज को ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देना चाहते हैं अपनी ओन आइडेंटिटी से ज्यादा. Yes, so if you ask me, Divyadeep, what should you recommend? I would say you can use your entire name. Even if you want to include your surname, do that, but make sure आपका नाम उसमें जरूर है. Yes, your name should be there because that is your identity. Do not take away your identity from your personality. Let people know who you are as a person. And then if you want, you can also relate your family values to it. But that's very, very important that, you should have your own identity. Second. Thirdly, mistake people do is like they encircle their signature. How many of you have seen, it might be your signature or signature of your close ones, your family members or your friends, when they have this habit of encircling either a number, maybe alphabet or the entire signature. Yes, write it down. That is called camouflage signature. CAMOFLAUGE. Camouflage signature. Yeah, what does that mean? So whenever you will encircle your name, your alphabet or entire signature, that means you're putting a lot of boundaries. You're having a limiting belief system here. I can do this, I cannot do that. This is good for me, this is not good for me. Creating own limitations, which is stopping you from moving ahead in life. So people who think that they have blockages, well, that certainly indicates that you are encircling your signature. So it's time for you to take action and stop making this mistake. Then moving on to the next mistake you're making in your signature. And that is when you write your signature downward. Have you seen? When the signature is slanting downward, downhill, what does that indicate? So even with respect to handwriting, I say, with respect to signature, I say, do not write, or, maybe handwriting signature, do not write anything which is slanting downhill. What does that indicate? That means you are attracting a lot of negative energies from the surrounding. That means you're not able to maintain the balance. And sometimes you must be feeling that you are sulking into those negative emotions because you keep on writing downward. And also in extreme cases, this is the first step to depression. So this is something, if you are making in your signature or in your handwriting, guys, take my advice, immediately stop it and start practicing graphotherapy. Yes, I keep talking about graphotherapy, where you change your handwriting to change your mindset and personality, right? And if you're interested, you can definitely reach out to us for our courses, which we can help you personally on how graphotherapy can impact your mindset in so many ways. So that is one thing. So stop making your signature downward. Coming to the last point, and that is, many people I have seen have this habit of striking out their own signature. Like they write their name, which will be legible or readable, and then they will strike through. Yeah. Now, what does that mean? Very simple. Think from a psychological point of view. आप जब लिख कर कोई चीज ऐसे काटते हैं, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? यानी कि you have committed a mistake and you do not want it to be part of you now. Simple. That means, but when you're doing it on your signature, it reflects that, this is something you're doing, and you do not accept your identity. You do not accept yourself. You find so many flaws in yourself. That is what it means. So do not strike out your signature. It's very, very important. These are certain mistakes you need to avoid in making signature. Coming to your question pile, and that is, what if you need spouse support? Well, if I would claim here that signature se aapko wo mil jayega, that would be unjustified. Rather, I would recommend here, work on your identity, work on enhancing your identity, and do work on your handwriting. Signature along with your handwriting, when you'll be working on, you will have better understanding of relationship through graphotherapy, through handwriting analysis, and that can definitely help you to fetch more support from your husband. Yes, thank you so much, Payal, for joining us and asking the question. I'm again live for another 1 minute. If you have any questions regarding your signature, how are you making your signature? How do you want to make changes in your signatures? Please ask questions and I'll be more than happy to answer. Yeah. If not, if you see this video later on, yes, you can find details in the description. You can also reach out to us for where I can personally check your signature. I can personally guide you how you can make powerful signature, right? All right, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. And before going again, I'm repeating these 5 mistakes you need to avoid in your signature. The first mistake is do not make your signature illegible. Secondly, do not strike out your signature. Do not encircle your signature. Do not make your signature downward, and always include your first name in your signature. Do not only include your surname and just initials of your first name. Just include your entire name. That will reveal who you are. And believe me, when you make these changes in your signature, you will feel like I can maybe next time I can ask Viji to join us. She actually felt when she started making powerful, healthy signature, she felt that confidence in her. Yeah. So that is what it is. Thank you so much, Laksh, for joining. Bye-bye. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out to us directly. You can follow us on Instagram. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, because I come live every second day with more insights on human psychology, from the problems you're dealing with, helping you heal through graphology, graphotherapy, how handwriting can help you in affirming, in manifesting your dream life. So do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.